Yeah. Sanjay Uchiha here, people. Bringing you my review on Naruto Shippuden episode 484. And for those of you who don't know, this episode kicks off another arc, I guess you could say. What it kicks off really is the anime's adaptation of Sasuke's novel that was done, I believe it was last year. Um, to kind of give you more information or insight on that or context, I guess. Yeah, for chapters between chapters 69, 699 and 700 of the manga, there's a 10-year time skip. So chronologically speaking, the events that will happen in this arc, they're not technically not filler, and they take place in between. Well, sometime, obviously, during that 10-year time skip. Now, I must say, just to give my general thoughts before I kind of dive more in depth on this episode, it was good. Um, Especially you'd realize if you watch the episode that from a animation and character modeling standpoint, the models were, it almost felt movie quality, and I wouldn't say exactly like the last Naruto the movie, but from that standpoint, it almost felt movie quality. It felt better than a lot of the episodes that were directly derived from the manga. Funny enough, so there's that. But I must say though, it's refreshing to actually see the characters in their outfits from the last Naruto the movie. So we're in this kind of pre Naruto the last movie time zone here. Yeah. But yeah. So the basic idea our plot going into this episode is that apparently Sakura's realized that a lot of shinobi from the Hidden Leaf have begun to go missing, apparently. And Kakashi is already aware of this. But as we see Naruto and Sakura actually talk to Kakashi about this, some explosion happens in the village, and apparently a lot of the missing shinobi, they appear out of nowhere. They almost seem zombified, or I guess, but rather they seem to be under some kind of genjutsu. And it seems that if their cuts are harmed in any way, they go on to explode. So our heroes can't really take them out in your using conventional means, I suppose. And to add to the fact that they're also hiddenly shinobi, so they wouldn't want to kill them. So after a few, after I wouldn't say even say a fight scene, but after the confrontation with Shikamaru, Choji, Ino, Naruto, Sakura, Hinata, and the rest of these exploding humans, our characters basically come to the conclusion that it's some kind of genjutsu, and probably the only person who could help them is someone with amazing visual prowess. So, of course, our characters, obviously, Sasuke comes to mind. And this is where the episode really pans to where we see Sasuke, who's obviously on his journey at this point, his journey of redemption and seeing the world. Um, he's out in this forest, and I found it interesting to, well, probably not interesting, kind of funny that Sasuke is just out there chilling. He was reflecting on the last part of the fight between him and Naruto in terms of some of Naruto's reasons for, I guess, never giving up on him. And it's really here that the funny scene I'm referring to now is that we get a scene of Sasuke feeding cats. So I guess it'd be funny if you said like, yeah, this is his journey of redemption. He's taken up feeding cats, and this will make him atone for all of his sins. That'd be pretty sad. But yeah, so Kakashi basically sends Sai out to call Sasuke back to help with this problem. So Sai sends out a message instead of going himself. I don't know why, but on with it. So as soon as Sasuke is contemplating going back to the village, another explosion goes off in a village nearby, and Sasuke goes on to investigate what's going on. There he finds more exploding humans, and we get to see these two shinobi, well, ex-shinobi, they're entertainers now apparently, who are there defending this old guy. um Sasuke eventually goes in to help them out, but they think Sasuke is someone else who's been sent to attack them. So we get a little fight scene of them trying to even, I guess, take down Sasuke. But of course, it's no problem for Sasuke to defend himself. He didn't really have to activate his Sharingan at all. So after Sasuke basically he basically defeats them, and then he gains their trust after he activates his Sharingan to counteract the genjutsu that's been placed on the exploding humans. And then we kind of get more context on what's going on in the story, via the old man that the other two shinobi were protecting, in the sense that he calls out this guy's name, I believe it's Fushin or Fushin, yeah, yeah, and of course Sasuke picks up on this, and we get to find out that these shinobi are the two shinobi aren't from the village actually. Um, they were just passing through and staying a while. So eventually, the villagers were in the old man's house, and we get to find out that his daughter is has also become one of these exploding humans, and eventually she goes on to stab herself and explode, and eventually we get this weird scene. The old man just decides to run into the fire and I guess presumably dies, which was pretty weird. I guess he can't live without his daughter. So whatever. So it's after this that Sasuke goes on to investigate with one of the exploding humans that he got out of the genjutsu to find out who this Fushin is. So apparently, this group of ninjas, the Lightning Gang, they're honorable thieves, so to speak. They've been helping out the village by like stealing from, I guess, evil or bad people and giving the money back to people who actually deserve it. But apparently, they were from the Hidden Mist, and they say that the Hidden Mist betrayed them, which I find kind of sketchy in these times of peace, quote unquote peace. Um, so they come there. Apparently, they're badly injured, and apparently, the old guys being, I guess, ungrateful by not giving them shelter. And I don't know what happens after that. So apparently, something developed from that situation, and the Lightning Gang's trying to get even. Sasuke goes on to look into the memories of one of the exploding humans using Sharingan, and apparently he figures out that whatever is controlling these people, it's a Keke Genkai, so essentially a bloodline technique, and that's where our episode ends. Um, all in all, it's a good episode. It's the starts of something new. So I wasn't really expecting anything too drastic. The plots in itself it's okay. It's nothing too spectacular. I think what you could take away from this episode, um, especially since a Sasuke centric arc, obviously considering that it's art based on it's an anime adaptation of his novel, is really the character interactions really between Sasuke and every other character that he comes across. Because obviously this arc is gonna set up Sasuke, I guess, for us to see a different side of him, another side of this character that's been so ever changing, so dynamic throughout this series. So I think that's one of the takeaways from this. Well, not takeaway. One of the positives of this episode. Um, as I mentioned earlier, it's refreshing to see the cast in their last the last Naruto character outfits. That was interesting to see the animation and just overall visual quality of the episode. You can see that they're really putting money into this, but it has me kind of concerned, even though they're doing this anime adaptation of Sasuke's novel, is that, and it stems back to, I believe, Dragon Ball as well, in which we get the movies, recent movies, and then the companies decide to do, sorry, an anime adaptation of said said movies, which are debatably of lower quality, debatably speaking. So even though they're doing this anime adaptation of Sasuke's novels, and I'm getting the impression that they're not going to do an adaptation of all the novels that take place between chapters 699 and 700, it has me thinking, will they do an anime adaptation of the last Naruto the movie? Because even right now, in the next generation of Naruto, Boruto, the monthly manga that started earlier this year, they're recapping the Boruto movie, things we've seen already. So it kind of has me concerned from that standpoint. So I guess that's something to look out for. But all in all, I do plan to review every episode of this arc if it lasts beyond 2 episodes. I'm hoping. But yeah, it's refreshing to see content which is technically not filler. So all in all, it's a good episode. I'd give it a probably, yeah, I think I'd give it a B. So let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts if you watched the episode in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe for more Naruto. Um, Rate, share, comment, subscribe. Fraggle Fraggle. And I'll see you in the next one.